So let's talk about lint.
Stores are like Chelsea change. Now the lights spread the dimes. Time to spread this, your dream sense at all. Godly thrones that be dancing, salad stars. Gather ransom, don't.
Hi everyone, Lexi here with the traditional locs. I am going to talk to you guys today about lint. Today I'm 14, not today, but currently I'm 14 months locked. How I already have serious damage to my loc. Okay, so I really tried from the beginning. I tried to keep my locs clean. Meaning I try to make sure I always have on my head tie or my bonnet or whatever when I'm going to sleep, when I'm lounging around. But I guess something I didn't really do a better job with is keeping my locs lint free from my clothes. So we all know that our clothes have lint, and especially when you're wearing certain sweaters and stuff like that, as your locs are rubbing on them, they'll pick up the lint from your clothes. This was an issue I used to have even when I was a loose natural. When I would have twists, my bottom twists, like when I would unravel them and detangle them, I would be pulling out like clumps of I say clumps, like very tiny clumps, but visual clumps of lint out of my hair. So it's no different when you have locs. The difference with locs though is that you don't get to comb out the hair. I mean, whatever's there, you're just palm rolling them back in, or you know, if you interlock or whatever. So I didn't realize that my hair was attracting so much lint. I would check my locs and they were fine, but in my very bottom row, these bottom 3 or 4, I was having a lot of lint in them and didn't even know. So one day I'm looking at the back of my hair with the mirror. I'm looking in the mirror. Oh, my locs are thriving. And this is from 5 or 6 months when I had my locs, when my locs were like about 5 or 6 months. And I'm seeing these white clumps tangled in my locs. And I'm like, no, I'm only 5 or 6 months. How do I already have lint in my locs? Because the issue with lint is that when they form in your locs, you know, they'll create weak spots and stuff like that. And then of course you can see it. Ew. So I was very distressed, and I should have waited for my loctician. I waited till I saw her again and talked to her about it and see if she could get it out. Did I do that? Of course I didn't. Of course I didn't. So you know what I did instead? I would start picking it out, which is pretty bad, but you know, you can kind of pick around it and, you know, be okay. But because they were so tangled in there, not just in the root, down the actual shaft, I'm not proud of this. I literally got a thumbnail and was taking my locs and was digging in the locs with the nail. So I'm digging in the locs, and the locs, remember my locs were only 5 or 6 months. They were still locking. It happened then. It happened when they were about 6, 7 months locked. And I'm digging in there, so they're still locking, and there were parts that were actually kind of coming together. But I'm digging. I was like, I don't care. I don't care if I'm messing up the loc. I just want them to be out, and I'm digging in there. I would get some of the lint out, so I was happy. I got most of it out, but I did that for a few locs. Now I knew that it was really bad that I was doing that, but as the months went on, I was excited because I didn't see any problems. I was like, okay, that's fine. You know, I dealt with the lint, I took it out, and I'm not gonna have to pay for it. Well, I surely did have to pay for it. And I noticed one day, one of my locs, it was almost like it was split in half, and the bottom part was hanging, like half of the loc was hanging by like a piece of hair. I was like, oh my goodness, no. But I was gonna see my loctician soon, so I went to her. I told her what happened. She's like, what happened? And I was like, okay, so what I actually was doing this whole time, and she could not believe it, but she was gracious enough to fix it, and she killed that loc repair. I have the video here. Basically, she put the 2 pieces together, and then she used the crochet hook to make it seamless. She added like pieces of hair on top too to make it stronger. Perfectly fine. I walked out of there, my hair was looking brand new. That was, I mean, it looks great. However, 3 weeks later, which is actually last week, I noticed that So let's say this is the lock that got things. Say that she repaired it here. I noticed up here, the same thing started happening. And it was a Friday evening and I was with my sister and I noticed it was literally hanging on by a thread of hair. It was so thin. So what did I have to do? Let me introduce you to my friend. Hanging out in a plastic bag here. I don't know if you guys can see that. I decided to cut it off because I was like, and we're actually about to go to Bahamas next week. I was like, I don't want for it to fall off while I'm at the beach or walking around in Bahamas or even around here and I don't realize it and I lose it. Because the thing is, my loctician can reattach it to my hair. So I didn't want to lose it because I wanted to be able to reattach it. But the thing is, the whole piece looks damaged. She fixed, I'm trying to find the area that she fixed. It was such a seamless fix. I can't even figure, I think it was like right here. However, if you see here, here's another weak piece here in the middle. And I'm looking and I literally see lint. I don't even know if y'all can see it. I see lint, there it is. I see lint there tangled up in here. So quite frankly, I don't know that I want this anymore on my head. I think this is a pretty damaged lock. It probably has a lot of holes in it because I was picking at it. It has some lint here. And so I think, I mean, I'm keeping it. I got my little plastic bag. She's going back in her home. Sleep tight, baby girl. But I'm not sure that I even want this lock on my head anymore because I think it's just going to give me problems. So I'm going to show you where I cut it from. If I can get out of this pony. Is it this one? No, that's too long. Here it is. So here is where I cut it from. This little piece. So that's my story about my lock. Yeah, I don't think I want it attached back because I think it's just gonna cause me problems. So I think I just need to pay more attention as this one is locking and it's actually not super loose. As this one is locking, I just need to pay more attention to what's going on with it and make sure that I'm keeping the lint out of it. And it'll grow back in no time. It's hair. Hair grows, you know, it's fine. But yeah, I wanted to share this because y'all, lint is a serious thing. Digging in your locks is a serious thing as well. Be careful, and you know, if you're having issues, I would definitely suggest going to a professional to get it done because that lock could have been saved long time ago, because if I just asked her to help me get the lint out, we would have been fine. So yeah, that's my lock damage story. Thankfully, where's the wood? Knock on wood. Thankfully, out of those 3-4 that I dug into, only one so far has had issues. I've been checking the other ones and I don't have any weak spots in them. So I'm hoping that it'll just be this lock that has the issue. But definitely I've learned my lesson, and I hope you guys learn too. Don't go digging for stuff you don't need to be going digging for. So yeah, so thank you for watching this video. I know like a lot of people on Instagram were asking me what happened, because I showed a video of it, but they didn't know what happened, what I did to it. I know some people might have looked at it and thought, oh, see what happens when you get locks, your hair will get damaged. No, just if you take care of your hair properly, it'll be fine. So while I'm on the topic of Instagram, remember that we have an Instagram page. If you're only watching us on YouTube, you are missing out on so much of the fun. So we're on Instagram at 2 Sisters Locked. We are also on TikTok with the same name. And since you're already on YouTube, why don't you subscribe, like the video, comment on it with some of your responses to my lock damage. You know, if you've had some issues, let us know what happened. What are your tips for keeping lint out of your hair? You know, give us all that information so we can just all share about it. So once again, make sure you subscribe and we'll see you next time. Bye everyone.